Stop. Harry in sackcloth and ashes over mental health blunder pushing Duke to resign, not qualified. Prince Harry has come under fire for his recent comments about resignations benefiting mental health, prompting one royal commentator to claim the Duke isn't qualified to comment on the matter. The Duke of Sussex, 37, recently took part in a Q&A with Fast Company, a US business magazine. While discussing his role as Chief Impact Officer with California-based mental health startup BetterUp, Harry spoke about a mental health awakening that has seen droves of people quit their jobs in order to prioritize their happiness and mental health. He also spoke about his mother's death earlier this year, as part of a mental health docuseries entitled The Me You Can't See that he produced with US chat show host Oprah Winfrey. In the series, he said he did not process his mother's death because he felt so angry at what had happened, a feat that led him to seek help from a therapist. While Harry has received much praise for his mental health campaigning, one royal commentator lashed out at the Duke following his recent interview. Commentator Jonathan Sackcloth claimed that while Harry has previously spoken out about his own mental health battles and has sought help from a mental health professional, it does not make him qualified to pioneer the conversation on the topic. Mr. Sackcloth told express.co.uk, he talks of the mental health awakening as if mental health and psychology are somehow new discoveries. He may personally be adjusting to a newfound awareness of mental illness and trying to achieve happiness, but his talk of wanting to pioneer the conversation just sounds a bit flat. As far as I know, he isn't qualified or trained in the field of psychology or psychotherapy. Mr. Sackcloth, who is a regular contributor to The Spectator, added, "You might say that being a patient doesn't make one an effective or knowledgeable doctor." Meanwhile, royal expert Ulrika Jernson has written for The Sun. She said, "Call yourself a man of the people, Prince Harry? You're egocentric and have no idea what it's like to be without a job." She wrote, "Oh dear, Harry. It might be increasingly cold, lonely and alienating sitting up there, aloft your moral high horse. Advising people stuck in jobs that don't bring them joy to quit is not just careless and foolhardy but yet another sign of how utterly disconnected you are from reality. My disappointment is palpable. Of all the royals, you always showed glimmers of humility and vulnerability. And your acceptance of a fluctuating mental health endeared you to me. However, hearing from an Eton educated, elitist and advantaged man, speaking from his £11 million mansion in California, that leaving work should be celebrated, is unforgivably irresponsible. Harry, you're so out of touch. It might be the answer to many people's problems and deep unhappiness. After all, we spend 1/3 of our entire lives working. Yet the lack of foresight and responsibility, the sense of privilege oozing from your very statement, Harry, has enraged me. Imagine quitting your job with a mortgage hanging over you and with no means, whatsoever, of supporting yourself, unlike the princes among us who might have extricated themselves from their greater family to pursue commercial projects that will bring endless wealth. It would be financial suicide. As a champion of mental health awareness, your words are, at the very best, careless. Just imagine what getting into financial difficulty, losing your credit rating and facing a bleak financial future would do to your mind and spirit. Your observations are the preserve of the wealthy, comfortable, crusty upper/middle classes who don't need to stress about where the next meal might come from. I've recently come across a few young men who appear to be having existential crises. They are wondering what to do with their lives, spend their time navel-gazing and pondering their role in the world and what contribution they might be expected to make. The pursuit of happiness is essential. But so is food on the table and the ability to pay the bills in this rat race in which we find ourselves.